Welcome. A practice today to build inner radiance and bring a really beautiful sense of expansion and brightening to the mind. There's a felt quality of opening to life and equally a deep sense of internalizing, the mind brought into spacious and vibrant clarity. Now, often it's from this space that we gain access to the wellspring of joy and bliss that exists within us. Let's dive straight in. Start in a comfortable seat, close down the eyes, lengthen the spine, and give yourself the permission to fully land and arrive. As you become aware of the physical body, move attention to the mind. Notice how it feels. And then finally begin to deepen your breath. As the breath becomes fuller, notice the mind become alert and more attentive. And then as you continue, start to work with pure breathing. Each inhale, direct it into the chest first. Feel the rib cage expand before the breath moves down. And then exhale, navel draws in and up towards the spine. As the belly tones, there's a quality of grounding. Continue. Inhales into the chest. Expansion, brightening. Steady exhales, navel tones. You root and anchor. One more like this. Notice how even just through this breath, there's an invitation to open more fully. We'll continue with that orientation of the breath throughout the practice. Start to blink the eyes open. Move any props to the side and find your way to an all-fours position on the mat. Okay, wrists in line with shoulders, knees in line with the hips. Spread your fingers wide. Press the palms into the mat. Feel that connection. And then keeping the arms long. Inhale, dip the belly. Open through your chest. Lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the spine towards ceiling. Round out through the shoulders. And then lower chin to chest. Continue with this sequence. Inhale, lower the belly. Open through the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhale, arch spine to ceiling, round the shoulders, chin to chest. A few more times like this. Let the breath envelop the entire movement. With each inhale, you fill the chest, sense an expansion and a brightening. And with each breath out, as you round out and lower chin to chest, there's a quietening of the mind. 2 more. After this round, you'll just soften back into neutral. Pause. Dynamic down dog. Take a deep breath in, chest fills. Exhale, tuck the toes, push your hips up and back. Knees can stay soft. Emphasize the length and traction through spine. Inhale, lower both knees to the ground. Control the movement, control the breath. Same thing, exhale, push the hips up and back. Perhaps you sense a little more space through the body. 3 more. Final dynamic round. And this time as you meet the shape, you'll hold. Iron out any creases, honor any movement that the body craves. Let it be conscious rather than habitual. And then you'll find a point where the body invites you towards stillness. Settle into the shape. Powering down through the arms, sending the hips up and back. And then drop the mind into the feeling of your breath. Deep inhales into the chest, feel expansion, space. And committed exhales, navel draws in and up towards the spine, an opportunity to anchor and ground. One more breath like that. Ground the left heel 45 degrees. Step the right foot forwards. Bend into the right knee. Knees tracking over ankle. Both hip bones pointing forwards. Set the stable foundation. Straighten the front leg, hands by the side. Empty the breath that you're on. Inhale, deep bend into the right knee. Reach the arms up and overhead. Feel an opening through the front and the sidelines. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lower the arms. Continue and just intuitively start to stretch the inhale out so that it's longer. Exhales are smooth and free. 2 more in and out. And start to notice what slowing inhale down affords the body, affords the mind. Perhaps you sense that invitation to draw energy in. Great work. Inhale back into the shape. This time we'll hold. Pause for the exhale. Draw the right hip back, the left forwards. Just as much as you root down through the feet, you lift up. Settle the gaze point, smooth the breath. And as you continue, start to hold at the top of each inhale, just momentarily. And each time you pause the breath, drop attention into the center of your chest. And start to feel a radiance beginning to build. One more. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Keep the spine long, hips square. Exhale, fold in. Ground both hands. Step back to plank. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Reach the left arm up to sky. Keep squeezing the thighs together, lifting the hips up. If it feels okay to do so, reach the left arm up and overhead. Deepen the bow through the left side body. Smooth, steady inhales, exhales. And notice the expansion in space created through your left side. Final deep breath in. As you exhale, ground the left hand. Push back to down dog. Pause. Feel balance and symmetry through the body. Let the breath settle. And feel the mind move towards silence. Let's balance out the other side. Ground the right foot 45 degrees. Step the left foot forwards. Bend into the left knee, tracking over the ankle. Lift up, hips square. Set the foundation. Straighten the front leg. Release the hands by the side. Empty the breath that you're on. Steady your gaze. Deep inhale into the chest. Bend the left knee. Reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Release the hands by the side. Continue this. Slow down the inhale. Two more. With each slow breath in, feel that you draw in nourishment from life. Final round in and out. Inhale for the hold. Use that first exhale to settle and establish your shape. Soft, fixed gaze. Smooth, steady breath. And you continue holding at the top of each inhale for a moment or two. Every hold, you bring your attention to rest in the center of your chest. Feel a brightening and illumination. One more breath like this. Inhale to straighten the front leg, square off the hips, long spine, exhale, fold in. Ground both hands, step back to plank. This time bring your left hand into the center of the mat, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Reach the right arm to the sky. If you feel steady, you can reach the right arm up and overhead. Smooth inhales and exhales, and feel the space created through the right side. Final breath in. Exhale, ground the right hand, push back, down dog. Once more, settle into symmetry. Let the breath smooth. Feel everything soften. Notice that quality of aliveness that ripples and pulses through the body. Gently bend the knees, gaze forward, step or walk to the top of the mat. Feet stay hip distance apart. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, soften the knees, find ragdoll and pause. Spine is long. Hands can either stay resting into the mat. If you prefer, you can grab opposite elbows. And then as you settle, just for this shape, let the breath drop into the belly. Sense a weighty quality to its orientation, like it helps to soothe and settle the nervous system. One more breath like that. And then bring your hands to hips. Keep the chin tucked, back of neck long. Inhale, lift all the way up, come to stand. Pause, exhale, release the hands by the sides, settle, Tadasana. Close the eyes. Notice if there's a newfound sense of freedom and space to the breath. How does that feel as a quality through the body and the mind? Perhaps already you feel that opening to meet life more fully. And just as much to offer yourself back. Blink the eyes open, find a gaze point directly ahead of you and then just lift it slightly above the horizon. Notice that aspirational quality to it, as if you bring the full force of your soul out into the world. Let's continue this aspect of brightening. We'll be using a variation of Kapalabhati. Hands stay hip distance apart. For this one, we'll be blasting air out the lips by pumping the lower abdomen back to spine. So it's a purification technique. It creates space through the diaphragm and it deliciously awakens awareness through the mind. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forwards 45 degrees. Empty out completely. Inhale through the nose, 2/3 of the way. Leave some space and then start blasting air out the lips. Keep going, feeling the lower abdomen pump back towards the spine. Full exhale out. Keep chin tucked, back of neck long. Inhale to lift back up. If you feel dizzy, squeeze the glutes. Pause for the exhale. A moment to land. Ripple of aliveness through the body. One more time, hands to hips. Deep breath in. Exhale, choice this time, either 45 degrees where you were, keeping integrity through the lower back, or you can come 90 degrees. Empty lungs completely. Inhale 2/3 of the way. And then blast air out the lips. Keep going, feeling that pumping action at the abdomen. Warmth, brightening, inside of you and outside of you. Full exhale. Inhale to lift back up. Again, squeeze the glutes if you feel dizzy. Exhale, release the hands by the side. Close the eyes, pause. Let everything relax and soften. Sense an intelligence and awareness that ripples through the entire body. You might feel inspired, motivated, almost like you're ready for action. But the mind's spacious and clear, not cluttered by the stream of thoughts. Blink the eyes open. Again, find that drishti just above the horizon. Keeping steady, inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, weight and heels, chair pose. We're going to hold. Keep anchoring through the tailbone, navel draws in. And if you're reaching through the arms, squeeze the armpits down. If the hands feel too much, you can take hands to hips. Equal inhale and exhale, deep breath into the chest. As you do, feel a slight lengthening through front line, deepens the subtle back bend. Steady exhale, navel draws to spine, and there's a slight lowering of the tailbone. Continue this way. Inhale, lengthen through the front line. Exhale, navel draws in. Slight lengthening of tailbone. 2 more. Final round. Well done. Straighten the legs. Exhale, release the hands by the side. Pause. Keep the gaze above the horizon. Be still. Really drop into that feeling of expansion. Almost like a willingness to remain open regardless of what life might bring. Hands to hips, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Release the hands to the ground, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, ground the hands, step back to down dog. Pause, one deep breath. And then lower the knees. Cross the ankles, roll over the feet and bring the legs out in front of you. So a little work with the core here. Take a moment first, legs in front of you, flex the toes, root down through the sit bones and keep the spine long. So we're still active in this shape. Feel a sense of grounding, clarity and stability through the mind. And just resolve to hold on to that clarity and stability despite the sensations that may arise. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, lean and lower down, to low boat. Lower back presses into the mat, feet a few inches off the floor, reach the arms forwards. Deep warmth and contraction through the navel. Mind might want to run wild. You stay in the space between thoughts. Inhale, lift back up, Tadasana. Exhale one more time, lean back. If you need to bend the knee slightly, you can. Keep the breath going. Inhale to lift back up. Maybe you do a little kick up like me. Exhale, release the hands by the side, close the eyes, pause and be still. Feel the mind begin to internalize. What may have once felt noisy begins to gently fall away. You reclaim that spacious place of awareness. Mind alert, but also calm. Spin around. Come to lay down on your backs. Bridge setup, knees bent, feet grounded, hip distance apart, heels close to the sit bones. So you've got a long line from knee to ankle. Hands by the side, palms face down. And just take a moment here. So I'm going to invite you to play with a variation of bridge that will cause the action of Uddiyana Bandha. Now, if you have digestive issues, or ladies, if you're on your cycle, you won't take this variation, but rather you'll keep a level of nurturance through this area. And so if that applies to you, you'll just lift in and out of bridge as per usual, directing the breath so that each inhale and exhale is equal. For those that are going to try it, move with me. Empty the breath that you're on. Keep the mind steady. Inhale, peel and lift the hips off the floor. Reach the arms up and overhead. Stay here. Exhale the breath out completely. With the breath held out, slowly lower the spine back to the mat, and you'll feel a suction as the belly or the navel lifts in and up. Once the hips meet the ground, just a momentary pause, and when you need to breathe in, soften the belly. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands back down by the side. A few more times. Press into the feet. Inhale, peel, lift the hips, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale all the breath out. Keep the eyes steady, mind soft. With the breath held out, slowly lower the spine back to the mat. Feel a suction in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. Once the spine meets the mat, you can hold. When you need to breathe in, you'll soften the belly. Inhale, sense a flush of nourishment through the spine. And exhale, lower the hands back down by the sides. Do this 2 more times. After the final time, take your feet mat distance apart, let knees knock together at center. If you were taking normal bridge in and out, also lower. Take rest, close the eyes. Drop into subtle feeling and sensation. Quality of rejuvenation through the entire body, through the layers of the mind. That vibrancy is met with the spaciousness of clarity. Let's just start to ground things down a little bit. Knees bent, feet grounded. Take your arms out wide to the side to your cactus. And then just lift the hips off the floor ever so slightly and shift them to the right. Lengthen the left leg to the ground. Bend the right knee up and in a little. Take a deep breath in. Dynamic supine twist. Exhale, guide the right knee over towards the left. Just as far as the hips can take you. Inhale, back to center. 2 more times. Exhale, moving from the torso. 1 more time. This time you'll hold and stay. If you want, you can bring the left hand to the right thigh. Subtle self-adjustment. Keeping the right shoulder plugged. The gaze is either up or out to your right, your choice. As we slow things down, bring attention to the navel center and begin to feel your breath gently moving in and out of this space. One more deep breath. Inhale back to center. Bend both knees, ground the feet, pause for a moment, let that unwind. You'll still notice that spark, but there's also this wonderful centering quality that twists will bring. Let's balance out. This time shift your hips slightly to the left, extend the right leg to the ground, and draw the left knee in towards the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, guide the left knee over towards your right. Inhale back to center. So it will feel quite subtle to begin with. Exhale, left knee over towards the right. 1 more time like this. This time we'll hold. You can bring the right hand to the left thigh. Keep the left shoulder plugged. Close the eyes. Drop attention into the navel center. Final breath. Inhale, gently move back into center. And just finish by hugging both knees into chest. Relax the shoulders. Feel the back rooted into the mat. Inhale into the belly. Feel it expand towards the thighs. And with each breath out, it gently releases back to the spine. A few more. As you continue, just intuitively lengthen the exhale. Feel that long breath out as the sweetest emptying. You soften and release, let go. Then release the knees, let your feet pad back to the earth. Just take a moment to pause, notice how you feel. Spacious, alert, and yet completely at rest. carrying all of those qualities with you. You'll roll off to one side, find your way into a seat, ready for pranayama and meditation. Okay, grab any props you wish to use that further support you in your seat. Create some length through the spine, close down the eyes. Shoulders soft, belly soft. And as you begin to settle, just notice the body in space. Begin to feel yourself as the perfect blend between effort and ease. And then deepen the breath. Let it become fuller, refining it so that it's smooth and fluid like a steady stream. As you continue, you can begin to shape it more consciously. Diaphragmatic breathing. Working the breath so that each inhale and exhale is equal in length. Perhaps that's in for 6, out for 6. Find your own perfect count. Inhale and exhale equal in length. Steady flow of breath brings a steady rhythm to your mind. Attention spacious but one-pointed. As you continue, place awareness on that point where the breath meets the back of your throat. And you feel that soft vibration, texture of the breath. As you continue to place attention here, start to feel that with each breath, the entire mind and body are filled with awareness, filled with radiance and intelligence. More and more, the area of your mind becoming spacious and clear. Just one more breath like that. And then let go of any conscious shaping of your breath. Feel it unwind and establish its own perfect rhythm. And gather your attention and rest it deep within the center of your brain. Sense an expansion of awareness, a spaciousness, but also a quality of radiance and light. Continue to rest here. A sense of coming home to the source of who you are. The mind releases its searching and its seeking. And rests completely here and now. Notice how that now can feel more than enough. Please continue to meditate for as long as you'd like. When you are ready to come back, you'll bow chin to chest and very gently move back into life.